These are the best highlights from the matchup between IG and AL during the 2024 LPL Summer Split.
I feel like we've had some relatively slow early games the last couple days. We had one game which was absolutely crazy bloody, but outside of that, it's felt like we've actually had relatively controlled early games, with the exception of some of the violence in poke numbers, as Nani once again...
Oh, with his card assault.
Oh, hang on.
He gets him!
He's got him!
Okay, you know what, Sam? I take it back. God, this is pretty damn easy. You wait for your mid laner to get themselves all of that rocket regen. For those of you that don't know the changes to Corki, yes, he went to World AD. He also gets more rocket cooldown when you auto-attack champions. Croco just ganked mid. He's going to gank top lane, and they might just kill Zuyan.
Who needs to be in a lane to gank it, eh? Karthus does it all, manages to put pressure on 2 lanes at once, and Zuyan dead to rights. Croco gets 2 kills in the space of 30 seconds. Is dangerous to behold, because of course this Karthus getting ahead. Realistically, you've got 2 AD carries and a Talia, neither of which, actually we'll talk about that a little later, as Croco is engaged on solo player into the bullet time, but actually the Chompers will root him up. No, it doesn't matter though, as the seismic shove after comes down. Now it's a 4v2 on the bot lane as Kyle has to flash away. Shank's now coming on over though, and the rocket damage is foul. Nani has to flash, does not have the W yet. Buster shot it away, are now in danger, trying to get further away, but the Misfortune in an unfortunate place. Nowhere really to run, tries to get the last auto, does at least get one back before they go down. But it's still in the end, AL who come out on top of
the extra move speed and that attack speed keeps going. Croco's no flash now, and he's got caught out again.
Ooh, big chunk onto that Karthus, trying to get some damage down on the way out. Actually does get a fairly decent chunk, does have the ultimate to pop as well, theoretically here. Won't need to pop it quite yet. As another person does go down, are now running away from Shanks with a Gatling gun. Brings down to earth, and yes, you got the Karthus, but you just brought him into your team so he can AoE DPS you.
And Croco didn't even need the ult. His ult's still on cooldown. It doesn't mean they're going to lose themselves the grubs at the end of this, and you see the clean if they kill that, but at least they'll stop the dragons being stacked from IG.
Okay, dragon stacking is stopped. Grubs traded as well. Bot lane though, Nani, oh Nani, nowhere really to go. Throws out a buster shot briefly that throws Shanks back for about a second. Gonna try and jump onto Kyle, who gets slowed, not stunned until just now. The bullet time brings the Nautilus down to earth, though it will be Vampire that secures the kill, frustratingly.
Good shutdown, potentially for Arn following up with that ult. Very, very close, and the hook comes through. I don't think Arn can even stand it off now.
Oh boy, so much danger, but wait, the Zenith Blade means that Shank's now in danger. The lethality and an ultimate brings him down to earth, but it will still be a 1-for-1. Arn just can't get a clean kill. At least they finally get the shutdown, though, and that's some gold back.
It's some gold over to the Misfortune, which is important. You can see that they do end up getting themselves the Misfortune ult, even though Kyle does his best to try and stop it. Credit to Kyle there. I think he was really on the same page as the rest of the team. All his job was to just stop a big ult coming in there. Nani's now roaming towards top side. Ala does have ult, does have flash, pulls the ult early. Nani will have to try and get himself into range somehow. Ala, does he see the Tristana there? I don't think he does right now.
And a reminder, he's just taken the top turret by himself in this 1v1. Does so much damage to the 1v2, and he gets Nani, and he just burns him down!
It's the minions which end up getting the kill! The minions!
No!
Absolute wingman and another fighter support. Because they've been chunked out on the bot side of the map. That's going to be Dragon likely falling. I mean, Karthus can solo that one. You've got to teleport back up towards the top side. So you can't get the objective bounty. By the way, at 16 minutes into the game, you can't even get that. This is how out of proportion this game is. It's before 20 minutes. You have a scaling composition from AL with a Karthus and a Corki and a Jinx. And they are ahead over 6,000 gold. That is how badly this game has gone for Invictus Gaming. And once again, yeah, it feels like every time IG go for that kind of play, the teleport leads to kills. Shanks has flash, has Valkyrie, gets out of the Zenith Blade.
Does it that. Kyle now Spider-Manning his way with a dredge line to the wall. Hope coming on down. Now the turnaround could get a little bit scary as Vampires burn quite a lot. The bullet time, though, well spaced to make it a 1-for-1 in supports.
Hope gets himself the reset. Need to back off from that one. While all this is happening, here comes Ala.
Forced a buster shot out of Nani. Ale actually also quite low, having taken a few turret shots there, so probably needs to reset, I suspect.
Yeah, he doesn't have himself a teleport to get back onto the map either, Nani. Dude, yeah, the thing is, you jump towards that, he probably gets himself how poor it's going for them. Ala once again on top side, this time it's a 1v3, here comes the Karthus ult again.
Nani was still there, the Karthus ult comes down, and again, it's just dissuading the full play. It does prove to be a bit too much, but now the hook comes on in. Shanks will Valkyrie forwards the depth charge onto Nani on the other side. Arn in a 1v2 with Croco still dies. Zuyan now slowed as Hope lands a zap, and he must run away. And the Blazing Stampede will get him out to safety, but people just die.
It's 19 minutes! This shouldn't be happening at 19 minutes into the game. An absurd gold lead and an absurd snowball, an absurd team play from anyone's Legend. This is some of the cleanest unit play we are seeing in China right now. It feels like anyone's Legend with Tabe as the coach, with Ala coming in as the top laner. This team has found themselves an extra gear towards where in spring they'd be petering out around this point in the game, where they'd be struggling to play as a unit, struggling to play around objectives. These are very much on the same page, and with 2 items apiece, they have so much damage. Here comes Vampire, though.
Some damage back. Vampire now in a dangerous position. Ale tries to get to the backline and deal with Honor. They don't quite do it as cleanly as they'd like. It's a 1-for-1 right now. The problem is Hope is still alive. Griffith trying to land those threaded volleys will finally bring the Jinx down, but the HP bar's now disastrously low. But Shanks has no mana. He's about to fall down. Hard presses Q and will get the kill.
Oh, heartbreak for Shanks in the mid lane. He was on a triple kill. There were 2 low health members left, but as you rightly said, no mana to finish it up. If he had that, that would have been definitely an accolade to throw into the back pockets of Shanks. We've been told the macro, the micro, the everything. Can they fight for the Baron? IG feels a bit desperate, but they're burning it down well. Croco, I don't think he's got a great entrance into this, and here comes Shanks.
Alright, damage back. The depth charge is pretty huge. Croco is eviscerated, though. They're going to throw down a Requiem nonetheless, and this is always a problem with Carthage. You can kill him, but it doesn't mean he's out of the fight, and it turns into a 1-for-1 again.
And the thing is, they don't have a smite, but they might just be able to go towards this anyway. They have the double AD carries, and if they kill it, Hope will get that first stack of Get Excited, so they need to be careful not to give this over. You're looking for a wall in. What can Griffith do?
Oh, he's very low. Gets some damage onto Hope. Doesn't get excited in time, and now Zwian can get to the backline. They're just dead, though, as the Mika called, and a Ruthless Predator or 2 still remains on the Rift in anyone's Legend's favor.
And Shanks and Ala will be left alive to 2-man the Baron. Oh, it's not that tanky. Might actually be a difficult situation. Shanks also has no matter. Are they going to be able to do this? I don't think that Crocker can come up in time. Waiting on cooldowns. Waiting on the... It's going to be...
No!
No! Shanks and Ala killed by the Baron. IG could not do what the Baron... And he pushing in the side lane, trying to get some more gold, but this is going to be on stopping that ult.
He's got the bell shield now. It's harder to stop that as Kyle goes down. They've lost 2. They managed to get 1 back finally. The HP bars are very, very low, and the problem is it's Hope and Shanks who are alive still, and that's so much of the damage. They look like they've finally found a slightly better fight. It's just who remains does too much work, and anyone's Legend with a minion wave and only Zwian and Nani remaining.
Shanks has a triple. Shanks has a triple. I'm just saying, he had this in the base before. This time he has mana.
Doesn't quite have enough damage, and a jump away keeps Nani alive, and the turret's under siege. Hope still pretty low, and Ala actually coming on down now will make this a 3v2 in the base.
Well, Shanks very, very strong double buffs. That's going to be the bomb. It will kill, I think, unless he can lifesteal.
He's going to get some back. It's not enough. Too late in the game to save himself there, but still, Nani falls to the crocodile.
The minions!
Not to Croco. The minion. Shanks, not again. He's been more under threat by the neutrals than anything else in this game. Finally manages to get away. The Nexus turret will... He doesn't. There's a death cap now on the Corki. 3 items on Jinx. 4 items on Corki. 3 items again onto this crocodile. Do so much work. They're an active pile. Slightly tricky positions. Zwian has gone forward for that. Now teleport to the backline. Everyone from Invictus Gaming needs to run away. The depth charge knocks up the Udyr, and there's nowhere to go but down.
That's a zap landing as well. Even though slows are very important, the hooks, the CC.
The blade as well buffered through. Will make this a 1-for-1. Both supports traded again. Nani now in a dangerous position as the Requiem comes flying on through. There's double burn, so Nani needs to get back to the fountain now, or that burn is going to sting quite a lot. Does manage to stay alive. The bullet time gets Hope, so On gets out. The problem is the Nexus is still bare, and Shanks is still alive. The game will still end. Invictus Gaming, they find a brief moment, but it is all in the end a ruse. No real way for them to come back in this game.
And Invictus Gaming may not be the Invictus Giant Slayers. You are hoping to high heavens that Griffith can get into bot lane early and start Draven snowballing. That flips the game. But it's not really something that IG wants to continue. They need to flip something.
I'm looking at this. Well, we've got, what, 16 CS for both junglers? Neither of them are bothered with camps. He's not even doing his whole blue side jungle. Griffith is just coming bot off the reset to try again. They know what the aim of the game is. They know what they need to do.
Oh,
we'll get the Shield of Daybreak. Another auto from from the side of Arm would secure it, trying to go under Hope, but Croco is here. A last auto would surely just get the cash in. Carl's got nowhere to go. They get the cash, but Shanks is roamed. They might want to keep playing this. Here we go. Teleport in to try and stop this one around. Soul Unbound could look for a little bit more. We'll throw down the Spirit Cleave up, but now with Naney here, they might be able to keep running along. Arn, flash for the the stand aside, and Arn gets another cash in. 2-0 Draven at 5 minutes.
And we did say they needed to flip one of these lanes. It comes at 5 minutes in. The first couple of attempts from AL fall a bit flat, and this Draven, which anyone's legend banned away in game 1, is getting results here in game number 2. I think Vampire's hooks were really crucial to this, but it feels like anyone's legend maybe just misplayed some of their big engage too.
They've got a cleanse, but no mana and no flash. I think Arn is dead to rights theoretically here.
Hope can't join. Hope can't join. The wave's too big. He's just going to be alone in a 1v2. He might get one kill anyway.
Carl's going to get Vampire, I think. Oh, wait, the shield is pretty good, but even with the Titan's Wrath, there's just nothing to be done. Can they donate it over to Hope? They were trying, I think, but Hope decides, look, I just need the minions.
So Kyle gets us up the solo kill, supportal combat here in the LPL as the Leon of the North
kind of DPS threat.
It's not quite as catchy as All You Need Is Love. I feel like that wouldn't have made a hit.
All you need is a solo lane.
All I need is a solo lane that isn't interrupted. We have Griffith once again on the bot side. Kyle has flash this time. Might be forced to use it. Ignite not drop just yet.
Oh, the Sonic Wave goes wide. The turnaround's pretty huge because the level 6 comes on down. Vampire in a dangerous position. And a stake through the heart shot by a bow might do it. As Croco can look for the reset. Tries to get over the wall. Does so. That's a Nautilus body stolen. And they can start to run some more. Griffith looks to get in here. And the body block works. Draven's down. It's 3 for none in the bot lane.
Oh, Croco comes out of those murky waters and the jaws slam shut. The Viego has kills. The great W from Zuyan gets out. Credit to him, gets himself the ult and the flash out pretty much for free. Return down towards this bot side. Croco is once again heading down here. Might need to be here. Griffith has himself level 6 in a dream.
Depth charge comes on down. Hope once again knocked up. The Whirling Death comes on through, but flashed away. Now Griffith is now trapped on the tower. Gets a Sonic Wave, but there's just nothing left to be done. Crushing more into the spiraling despair. Likely is Kyle's death, but Croco is here forcing Naney to flash. But he's got no abilities yet. He's used his Q and his E keys. There's not that much there. Has to flash away and Arn survives. Shielded Daybreak as Griffith ward hopped under the tower to lock him up there. Really great stuff. Actually, might see another all-out again here from Zuyan. Won't decide to pull it as Croco's coming on up and the Slicing Maelstrom comes on down. Zuyan now in a theoretically dangerous position. Gets stunned. Doesn't quite land the Spectral Morph, but still has the ability to plunge a sword through the heart of Cassante, and he's brought down for the first time this game.
Now we see Griffith caught out as well. No flash, has Ward's Hop.
Gonna get some damage back. Another Heartbreak means Croco 3-1 and 2. This is why I was surprised to see those Viego stats.
Yeah, it's like, wow, he's 4-11. Terrible player of the chat. No, folks, I know people say that numbers don't lie. Sometimes they do by omission with a lot of the context around them. You can end up getting tricked by them all the same. A lot's in the interpretation, folks. It is going to be 6 grubs over to anyone's legend. It has been hard to keep track of these objectives because it's been so much about the bot lane kills, which we have seen occasionally built up. I think we saw it once in LEC as well. That Bloodthirster, though, that's going to be the point of concern here for the side of anyone's legend. They're walking down towards it. It's a 3v3. Kyle's going in. Here comes Shanks.
Zenith Blade comes in down, and that denies the pipe for a second as the Solar Flare down. Shanks has thrown the Soul Unbound, tries to get the ult with the Fate Seal, gets one there, but the flash away and the Spiraling Despair, not quite enough, and a shield from Croco, who's stolen the body of Lee Sin.
Oh, the stolen Safeguard! I've never seen that in pro play. How many firsts are we going to get this week? We've had so much, and all on the top side, the Leandry's doing anti-tank work, though.
And how often have you seen a Kennen build Leandry's, but Zuyan is not enjoying the experience. That's a Q3, actually, but there's a Lightning Rush and another stun, and a solo kill for the top laner of anyone's legend.
Oh, the burn comes to hit that Cassante right in the face. Zuyan can't get away from this. 2,000 gold advantage. Naney throwing a skill over the wall. Aren't caught out alone. Has to flash over the wall. Croco's coming in with a flash and a stun.
There's a cleanse available, but the slows are still there, and Conqueror's stacked. And an arrow and a final sword will pierce the heart of Arn.
I want to see if Croco could actually pick up Axe Gold at that point. That'd be very funny if he could. You can actually get some stolen passives from champions, which of course he didn't have at that point. Doesn't matter though, he's got himself a huge amount of damage. IG feels like every skirmish now, like the last game, is going to have the added difficulty. You just don't have the stats now.
Kraken Slayer feels so good for Viego at the minute as well, alongside some Steel Captain and Corfield's Warhammer.
Shanks might need to be careful,
Shanks actually gets flashed on as Griffith comes on over. The knock-up combo is phenomenal, and another cash into Arn.
And Shanks flies straight into Griffith. He's the one that flashes into the unseen Lee Sin coming out of that Dragon Pit, and he goes down for free. Maybe just a bit of a lapse in vision control. I still think that AL could commit to a 4v5. They have a very strong cannon who could teleport in.
They're going to do just that. They want to play this regardless, and they've used quite a lot to make this happen. It drops a TP, so we are not going to allow that one to finish as Vampire looks for a Dredge Line, can't
Ults in
find
top
it.
side. We've got ults in top side. That might just happen as well. 4v3 down here. This needs to be retreats.
They get a Q3 solo kill in trade, but now in the main screen, a kill onto Griffith, who needs to begin to run away with the rest of Invictus Gaming. Of course, too little, too late for him. Naney now needs to think about backing away. Zenith Blade lands into the Molten Fisher, though. Might make this quite tricky. Arn's got a Whirling Death. Gets another cash in, and the shutdown. They've gone way, way too deep.
Folks, maybe overcommitting in the 3v4 is a little too much. We do see that Shanks teleported top lane after he respawned to get a revenge kill. Skirmishes, they are losing on the map. They might be losing on the map.
Arlet comes behind, Slice and Maelstrom comes on down, flash for flash, there's the cleanse, but the damage is already through, and Hope brings Arn down.
And that's just an overextension from IG. This is exactly why we needed to see AL use their tower advantage and get something special. Zuyan manages to get onto Croco, but doesn't get that much damage. This Viego is a carry at this point, has 2,000 gold over the Lee Sin. Need to be careful not to give too much damage. Look at the damage coming through.
Another Spectral Maw, but actually has to Heartbreak away. Zuyan buffers through it with the all-out, though, but Shanks is here. Croco in a dangerous position, doesn't have flash. Smite for the speed, gets away. Zenith Blade over the wall. Somehow Griffith is there. The kick doesn't work! And they get the kill back. Teleport behind. Now Invictus Gaming about to learn the meaning of defeat, despite their namesake. A stun comes on through. Arle still not got the Slicing Maelstrom, means it's not as deadly as it might once have been. But they still get another kill onto Zuyan.
Somehow Croco lives. It's saving Private Viego or something. I don't know whether that one would...
His Majesty,
Yeah, he'd say, I don't really think it's the same as a Private on the front. Let Viego stop that reset threat coming through. Might not be able to do it this time, though. I think that's just a deck, Sensei.
Is again, Zuyan. The solo kill aside, it's not been a particularly fun game for him. And we're looking at those stat lines, and none of them look pretty with the exception of Arn, who is trying 2 items on this Draven. Theoretically, if Arn can auto-attack a few times, maybe, just maybe, they've got an angle, but that's just so hard to do when everyone else is so scary.
And everyone else is so mobile, too. Every single person, I mean, besides the Varus, is very hard to auto-attack, because even the Leona kind of just stuns you so much that you don't get good auto-attack uptime on you that much. Arn trying to get an objective bounty towards topside. Kyle doesn't have flash, so needs to be a little bit careful. Shanks gets an ult out, goes unstoppable, but it is stopped.
It's a nice kick back, and actually that's decent CC. Soul and Bound does some work. Whoa, way! Yone is absolutely foul. Cassante is not the only champion with maybe a balance issue or two. Over the wall he goes, trying to get the Mortal Steel, finds a Spirit Cleave shield once more. And somehow, someway, to 2 versus 4, they find that.
How have we allowed these champions to exist in our game? What went wrong? Why did we get to this point? They win in the 2v3.
Anime.
And I have to say, maybe add another kill onto the board there, because I think my heart just died a little inside.
Anyone's Legend's greatest nemesis this series being the Baron. That was an interesting look from Naney there with the Severing Bolt, but can't quite find the execute empowered damage to kill it off.
I'm still in shock. Anyone's Legend gonna walk away with a Baron, gonna walk away with an entire enemy jungle quadrant, and you know we said that game 1 was them kind of outplaying the map. Feels like they've had to hand stiff. Croco gonna avoid the ult, but he's in a 1v3.
But we've already seen these already. Shanks is here and Naney has to flash. They're gonna make this just the 1-for-0 right now as the Grim Visage comes along and CC Shanks long enough. And actually now Zuyan behind. This might be a bad moment. They've got a bit too deep. They've been a little bit too hypey. And Shanks gets stabbed.
Oh, it's gonna be... He just walks up and he has all the damage that he needs. He doesn't even have any crit. He doesn't need it. And it's an all into the base. Shanks teleporting in.
And it means because Shanks was buying time, they don't get back in time. Croco low, finally down, but Draven dies, and that's all of the gold Invictus Gaming had, and it's a meager purse at this point. The base is cracked. The inhibitors are falling.
and that might just be the play which ends the game. Allah's going to recall, he's going to teleport in with a full HP bar. It is all on Nani, and he doesn't even have his ult. Here we go again.
Shanks goes on forward, his soul is unbound, and he'd love to unbind Nani's soul a little more permanently. Varus claims that kill. Hope once again landing another arrow. A quiet but exceptionally competent game from him as well at 8-0-7. The Nexus fall, and anyone's a legend continue to rise in the estimations of many an LPL enjoyer.
It really did feel like anyone's legend are one of the top teams to watch here in the LPL.
These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup between IG and AL. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.